Good morning student. Welcome in step 2 smart class. Here I am Saroja Singh Yadav. Today I will teach you the living world and classification of microbes. This lesson is of class 8th state board. In this lesson we will cover biodiversity and the need of classification, then Whittaker's 5 kingdoms classification. For the classification of microbes, you have to see my next video in part 2. Okay, so we will see biodiversity and the need of classification. Why this biodiversity and classification is needed? All the living organisms residing in the earth have adapted to their surrounding according to the geographical region for food, ingestion, defense, etc. So, these causes the variation among them in their body structure, in their species. Some species are same but having some difference. As per the survey of 2011 census, 87 million species of living organisms are seen on the land and the sea of the earth. So, this process of placing them in the different group is we call the biological classification. Here, the as per the history of classification, many scientists, as per their survey and research, they found something different. Let's see what they found. First of all, the Carl Linnaeus in 1735, he found 2 kingdoms, and these kingdoms are Vegetalia and second is Animalia. Then Haeckel in 1866, he find 3 kingdoms: Protista, plants and animals. After some times, the Charlton in 1925, he found 2 kingdoms: prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Then Copeland in 1938, he found 4 kingdoms: Monera, Protista, plants and animals. Later on, Robert Harding Whittaker, he studied from 1922 to 1980. In 1969, he divided living organisms in 5 groups: Monera, Protista, Fungi, plants and animals. 5 kingdoms. These kingdoms are based on the certain characteristic. First characteristic is complexity of cell structure. Second, complexity of organism. Third, mode of nutrition. Fourth, lifestyle. And fifth and final is a phylogenetic relationship. We will see one by one characteristic in detail. See, the characteristic of the classification was done by the Whittaker. The first characteristic was the complexity of cell structure. As per this complexity of cell structures, he put some animals in a prokaryotes and some in a eukaryotes. So prokaryotes are primitive. Then, as per the characteristic of the complexity of organisms, or all the organisms are divided in 2 groups: unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular, example like amoeba, paramecium, euglena, and multicellular like cow, buffalo, goat, etc. Then, on the basis of characteristic, mode of nutrition, it's divided into 3 three kingdom: plants, fungi, and animals. Plants, they are autotrophic, perform photosynthesis. Fungi, it's are saprophytic, absorption from the dead organism. By this way they take the food. And animals, they are heterotrophic and ingestive. They depend upon the other animals for their food. Lifestyle. On the basis of lifestyle is divided into three kingdoms: plants, fungi, and animals. The plants, they are producer. They produce their food by itself by photosynthesis. And fungi, they are decomposer, absorb the food there from the dead and decays. Animals, they are consumer, depend upon the others for their foods. Then final characteristic is phytogenetic relationship. In these, prokaryote to eukaryote animals are grouped together, and another is a unicellular to multicellular organisms. Then further, the scientists had studied in detail the 5 kingdoms classification system, and these are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Animalia, and Plantia. The 5 kingdom system of classifications are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantia, and Animalia. These Monera are prokaryote and unicellular. Protista is a eukaryote and unicellular. Fungi is having a cell wall present, but organism cannot perform the photosynthesis. Plantia, cell wall present and organism can perform the photosynthesis. Animalia, no cell wall. These are the special characteristic of each 5 kingdoms. Now one by one we see in detail characteristic of all 5 kingdoms. Kingdom 1, Monera. The Monera, all living organism is unicellular, and they may be a heterotroph or autotroph. The autotrophs, they make their food by own, and heterotroph is depend upon the other animals for their food. These are prokaryotic cell with distinct nucleus of the cell organelles. Example is bacteria, Viboria, Streptococcus, Pneumonia, and Salmonella typhi. Then we can also say this Treponema pallidum. This one is examples. Kingdom 2, Protista. These Protista are unicellular organism with nucleus and closed in their nuclear membrane. And pseudopodia or cilia or flagella for the locomotion, it's available on their bodies. Some are autotrophs. Example is Volvax. Then some are, it's having a chloroplast, so they perform the photosynthesis. Some are heterotroph like amoeba and paramecium. Kingdom 3, Fungi. These are the non-green eukaryotic heterotrophic organisms. Saprotrophs, feeding upon the decay organic matter. Cell wall made up of complex sugar chitin. Thread-like body with many nuclei. Example, Aspergillus fungus on Crohn. Then baker's yeast, Penicillium, mushroom is a मेन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ दिस किंगडम। वीडियो को देखिए और इसका दूसरा भाग हमारे सेकेंड पार्ट में है, जिसमें मैं कवर करूंगी क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ माइक्रोब्स। इसीलिए आप इसके दूसरे पार्ट को भी ज़रूर देखिए, जिससे आपको ये लेसन कंप्लीट समझ आ सके। थैंक यू।